We hope you had a great time on that sun, sea and sand outing. Now, we're going into a topic on slimmer resolution. I think a lot of women and men these days are very concerned about how their look is, out being in terms of what you're taking in terms of food, what you're consuming, what does it do to you. There are questions on our Facebook, however, which we'd like to read out right now. Siti Norain Abdullah. Hello, my husband keep complaining about my weight. I'm so stressed that I want to get slim ASAP. How fast can I get slim, and what is the best way that I can do so? Okay, Siti, we'll address that. Now, Glow Forever says, losing weight is a great resolution. Let's tune in tomorrow. Thank you, Glow. I hope you're with us. And Azlan Mahmoud, my girlfriend has gained 10 kg since I know her. Shame on you, Azlan. How am I supposed to tell her without hurting her feeling? I'm in dilemma. You should just say, I love you every way you are. Amy Liana, if we can get ideal body weight, if we can only diet and not practice exercise, can we get an ideal body weight? Amy, we're going to ask our gorgeous, handsome guest on the stage. Right, let's see now. CT, Glow Forever, Azlan, shame on you again, and Amy Liana. So these are some questions that are coming into our guest this morning.
Welcome, Wong Yu Jin. Thank you so much for having us, having you in the studio today.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Pleasure.
How's 2013 been for you so far?
It's only been 3 days, and it's
How's
been
it going?
It's been great. It's been great. Actually, I'm looking forward to a great year.
Weight loss is not a problem for you. That's a foregone conclusion by now. Yes, I had to highlight that. Yeah, so you know these questions being forwarded to you. That's like a famous FAQ every single year.
It's a very common thing. I think everywhere I go, even Christmas Eve when the balloons come out, fireworks and then they come to me and like, instead of saying Happy New Year, Happy New Year, so how do I lose weight, huh?
That's a standard question they're going to give you. All right, let's address some of the questions that we have on our Facebook through our fans here. Now, Siti Norain, she says she wants to lose weight ASAP, basically. You know, boom, I want to lose weight because husband's complaining. What can she do?
Actually, I can address two of that questions at the same time.
Okay.
One is the one on just purely dieting, and this question as well. Because the most common, I think, about probably 90% of the people, the first thing they do is cut food.
Yeah.
They cut food. And do you lose weight when you cut food? The answer is yes, absolutely. In fact, you lose quite a lot. If you just eat very little, you will lose a lot of weight. So most people, they just cut carbs, cut certain food groups, or maybe just eat protein, or maybe just eat fruits.
Yeah, go on a fruit diet.
Yeah, so and you will lose a lot of weight. But the thing is, what is the constitution of the weight that you lose? Because you lose two things, which is fat as well as muscles.
Right.
Both those things. But the thing is, when you don't exercise at all, you will lose a lot more muscles than fat. Oh. And someone who loses, say, 5 kilos, who does with just purely cutting out food, and someone who exercises and diet and loses 5 kilos, the body composition will be different in the end. But the difference comes when you actually eat normally again. When you eat normally again, the one who just only cut diet will gain a lot of weight very fast. Boom.
Right.
Suddenly, she'll be like, what? How did I get this?
That sort of explains a lot.
But if you exercise, you actually maintain your muscle mass, you will be able to control your weight better, even if you have cheat days and you have celebrations and things like that. So the thing about Malaysians is because we have so much celebrations, right? Chinese New Year is coming up, Valentine's Day, Christmas just finished. So many of these things. So what you really need to do and get into your head is that you need to combine exercise together with a good diet.
Okay. What about having a good knowledge of calorie intake, so you can not have to exercise so much?
Yeah, calories. I'm a nutritionist. I'm a trained nutritionist, right? And I don't count calories. It's almost impossible for people to count calories. You know what calories are in certain food, but it's very difficult when you go out because you don't know what's in the food itself, how much oil has been used, what's in the combinations and all that. So I rather give practical advice to people rather than say count calories. Maybe you can control portion. Right? Most people, they eat too much of a good thing. Yeah, I say you can go for the good thing, but have a little bit of it. Just taste it and enjoy that taste.
Restraint.
Yeah, restrain from having like so much.
Yeah.
Just be satisfied.
Well, we have one more question from Azlan. Now, this is probably a little bit out of your league, but I hope you can help him. He says his girlfriend's gained 10 kg since he knew her. And how is he to, break that to her without hurting her feeling? This is the psychological part of your work.
Yeah, I think Azlan has to lead by example. Oh, just lead by example. It doesn't say that whether he does exercise or not.
Right.
But if he's telling his girlfriend to exercise and he doesn't do it himself, it's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
So buy a treadmill, buy something at home. You know, do some exercise, lead by example. Automatically, if your partner sees you improve, you will do the same.
All right. Well, interesting. Azlan, so there you go. That's letting it in. But I'll tell you this: women women do not like being told that you put on weight and you need to lose weight. But you may want to say, you know, do as what Yu Jin said.
Yeah, lead by example.
Lead by example. 3 little words.
Get a body like
I love you. All right. So let's see what our friends have to say about.
I love you, but.
All right. So let's see what our friends have to say about slimmer resolutions for 2013.
Sometimes I exercise, sometimes, and the most important thing is I control my eating habit.
In the future, I want to get off of, for example, 5 kilos. When I came here to Malaysia, I've got a plan to lose my weight. I eat fruits actually, and try not to eat after 6 p.m.
So is it work?
Obviously go to gym and do normal things lah.
So is it work?
And actually how I maintain my weight, actually I didn't go to any gym or do any exercise because my work is how to say it's required me to walk actually, to approach people and to do some sales. So it's from there I exercise actually. I just make sure that every day I do the correct food. For example, my meal should have the veggie, and I should take the plain water every day.
But I believe in order to be losing weight is not the aim. We should the aim should be to get fit, healthy.
So
Change my diet, the food intake, maybe less fat and all those stuff. Yeah, more fiber. Exactly. Most exercise.
To a certain extent, yes, because currently I'm feeling happy with how I look. In a certain ways, in case for health's sake, I have to eat well. So basically, like mentioned, you have to eat moderately and also exercise, but don't over-exercise because sometimes when you have to have like balanced diet, in this case, you need to have more protein and also you have to exercise at the same time.
So what should we do?
Do you know what's funny? It's such a, our thing to say whenever we meet people, 2 things will come out. Oh, you've lost weight. Oh, you've lost weight. Oh, you've gained weight. It's like,
oh, you look prosperous. That's the other thing.
How are you?
That's a nicer way of saying, wow, you're fat.
Yeah, so Eugene, you've worked with beauty pageant contestants.
Yeah.
And, to us, they're like, a whole different league now. What was it like? What do they do?
Actually, you'll be very surprised that a lot of them don't really know how to eat a healthy meal or exercise properly.
You're kidding, right? With that kind of body?
No, the thing is, most of them, you find that a lot of them come into the competition just eating very little.
Right.
They think that eating little or being very skinny is the way to go. I think for the first time in the competition, I taught them how to eat 5 times a day, and they're like, 5 times a day? How can I be slim like that? And but just look at them in the competition, they all look good.
They look awesome.
Yeah.
So 5 meals a day is what everybody does anyway.
Yeah. So it's actually
yeah, I
thought it was more than that.
you see, the thing is,
to us.
if you eat very little, maybe 1-2 meals a day, your calories will be lower, but your energy levels will be low as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So you cannot go and exercise and tell them to, push yourselves. But if you have 5 meals a day, then you have more energy to burn. And when you exercise and you can really push, your burn after that will be very much more.
Eugene, just to dispel the myth out there, to our viewers, when you say 5 times a day, you're not talking about like that big a plate of rice with your major sambar and your curry,
No.
nasi rendangs and your ayam rendangs coming in,
No,
right?
no.
Okay, let's get there. Let's go there. Now, when we talk about 5 meals, you're only talking about minimal food going in, but on a regular basis,
Yes.
just to make sure your gastric juices are supplemented and
Yes.
it's
Alternatively, what you can do is to have your 3 usual meals,
okay,
but you cut them in size by 25%.
Wow.
And in between that 2 meals, you have 2 small snacks.
Snacks.
Snacks. And healthy snacks are things like nuts and fruits. You can even have a beverage, a protein shake, or just even something like green tea is also good enough. You consider that a meal as well.
All right.
I've read some practice that my friends did on Twitter. Shared with me on Twitter. I haven't eaten rice for 2 weeks now. You know, skipping the rice. What's your take on skipping the rice?
You see, that's a very common practice today. I think it's really popular. You know, I haven't eaten rice. It's like as though they are proud of it. Or 1 month, or
1 month,
I'm
1
6
year.
months. You know. So the thing is, rice or carbs is actually an essential food group. It's demanded by the body because it provides energy to the body. So the more you refrain from eating it, the more your body wants it. Right? You're really hungry for it. When you see it, you're like, oh my God, I really want it, but I'm not going to eat it. But the time when you eat it, your body is going to absorb so much of this carbs so fast that you'll put on a lot of weight.
But okay, rice. The other idea is you cut down your rice carbs, but you eat things to supplement it, such as potatoes and stuff like that. So does that help?
Yes, that actually can help because the proportion of the carbohydrates that we eat as Malaysians is too much. So what I would tell people is that instead of eating half a plate of rice, and we have usually very little vegetables there, why don't you double your vegetables and cut half of your rice?
Okay, so cut the half and the half.
Yeah, that by itself will help a lot of people.
Okay,
just by that.
I think the other thing, and Zaliha, I think you're aware about this. The other thing a lot of people do is they go on this fruit diet. So they cut off everything else, and they'll probably take their proteins, but they'll cut everything else, and then they'll go on this massive fruit diet. So it's morning breakfast fruits, afternoon fruits, evening fruits, in between fruits.
Papaya.
That too.
Or grapefruit.
Yes, grapefruit, papayas, kiwis,
untasty.
everything. But they just go on this massive fruit binge.
How
Is
does
that
that affect in the long
advisable?
run?
Yeah.
There is such a thing as a fruit detox.
Right.
Okay.
But this lasts anywhere from 5 days to 14 days. It's just to get yourself get your body a chance to get rid of all the toxins and rejuvenate a little bit. But at the most, it's 14 days. It's not going to be longer than that because your body really actually needs much more nutrients than what's been given. So if you're looking at a detox point of view, then that's fine.
Right.
But if you're looking at it as a slimming technique, then it's not right.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So after 14 days, it's like, come here, you nasi lemak.
What about those on the extreme end of the scale? Obesity. What small steps can, because it takes a while to put on all that weight. So losing them is going to be quite a challenge.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that?
Frankly speaking, for people who are obese, the most important thing is your mindset. Because what I see with a lot of people is that they lose track in about 3 to 6 months. After about 3 to 6 months, they find that this is too hard. I need to change. But they are actually changing. Because for a person who's obese, if you lose like 2-3 kilos, 4 kilos, it's not going to be. You can't even see the change. You can't even see the change, right? So you really have to keep at it. You have to keep at it. Your mind's got to be strong. And I would rather say you lose a little bit over a long period of time rather than a lot in a short period of time.
Okay.
So just be consistent. I think that's really the key.
Okay. Now, for the benefit of our viewers, can you just take a rundown, give us a rundown, like what do you start with? Like your lunch, your breakfast, lunch and dinner. Now, there's a famous saying that says, eat your breakfast like a king and your lunch and dinners, your dinner like a pauper and lunch, as little as possible.
Yep.
Is that something you would advise? And what is that, the regular food that we should take? Can you just give us a sort of like a food list?
I think for most people who are working, traveling a lot, especially in KL, they eat out quite a fair bit. If let's say you are eating lunch and dinner out, you should really try your best to eat breakfast at home.
Okay.
Personally, for me, I eat lunch and dinner outside because I'm always traveling and I live alone. So what I do is I make breakfast and I make it a point to make it really healthy and really good.
What's a healthy breakfast?
No yellow eggs. Egg whites only.
Well, you should check out my website then. I have all these breakfast menus and stuff like that. But just a very quick one, I always tell people that the breakfast must be fast, but also nutritious. So I have this rule, which is a 7-minute rule.
Okay.
You have to make your breakfast within 7 minutes. Why 7 minutes? Because that's the perfect time to make perfect half-boiled eggs.
Right.
Half-boiled eggs, toast, a set of fruits, at least 2 different types of fruits. That's a perfect meal.
toast, white bread, or wheat? Which is better?
Of course, yeah, wheat, whole wheat bread. You have a whole lots of choices
there's
today.
a major range there.
Yeah, major range. Every single grocery store will store them. So really, no excuse to go for white bread.
Dinner.
Yes.
What about dinner?
Not
menu?
nasi lemak, obviously.
Okay, dinner. If you are not working out before your dinner, your dinner should be small.
Okay.
It's just like that. But how do you control the size of your dinner to be small? Is that you need to eat something before your dinner. Something around 4 or 5 o'clock.
Like a tea.
Like a tea break. Because
yeah.
most people actually eat lunch at 1 and dinner at 8. So the time between is 7 hours. So by dinner time, you are guaranteed to be hungry.
Right.
So you shouldn't go into dinner hungry. You should be going into dinner slightly hungry or okay. So how do you control that? You eat something around 4 or 5, like just a snack. Even if you eat like some dates, some nuts, some dried fruits, things which you can just keep in the office.
God, when you
that's
said
gonna be
snacks, I was looking at cakes. Obviously not. Tak jalan lah.
Different league right there.
Quick question. Now, a lot of people, which I've read, you know, in a couple of websites, they say drinking water, a full glass of water before a full meal, that helps you cut down your food. Is that something that is advisable? To literally, you know, fill up your stomach so you'll eat lesser food. Is that something you would advise?
I generally advise people not to have too much water during their meals because it interferes with the digestion. I would rather say you learn how to eat in a portion where it just satisfies you. Because a lot of us, what we like is that feeling of fullness.
Yes.
You know, that feeling after buffet where you go, oh, my stomach's pushing my skin here, kind of feeling. I'm full.
I'm good.
But that's actually not necessary.
Right.
You should eat till you are satisfied,
Right.
not full. So people who are used to that will tend to be a little bit overweight. So what you want is to eat until you're okay and I can stop. And I have that control to stop. After a while, you'll be very used to it. Initially, after the first week, you feel like, no, this is hard.
Missing.
It's hard. I've eaten so little.
Yeah.
But after a while, you'll be okay. So you need to control.
So that fill up your fridge with lots more fruits than anything else. You know,
food.
no chocolates, no cakes,
Less salt, less oil. You know, the basic
Less oil, less
rules.
sugar.
Yeah.
All right.
Sugar
so
is one big thing that we should cut. I think that's one of the resolutions which Malaysians can do.
cut down the sugar.
Yeah, because the sugar intake in Malaysia is just amazing.
That's
We're
true.
the 8th highest consumer of sugar in the world.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. All right. So your message to our viewers
There goes the
this morning,
laddus.
if they
Yes.
have, you know, if they have weight loss on the top of their list right now, what would you want to say to them? Small steps to, you know, get it started with.
I think the most important thing when it comes to a fitness resolution or slimming resolution is that you must own your goal. And this is a little bit of the mindset part. Because most people, they just follow whatever everybody else say. You know, I want to slim down, I want to get muscular, I want to do this. But the question is, what is this going to do for you?
Right.
Right. So someone who's obese and he comes down to a normal weight, what's going to change? Are you going to feel better about yourself? Are you going to be more confident when you go to work? Do you think you'll be able to get into more relationships? So these are the things which matters to you.
Right.
It's not about looking slim. It's about what is your goal in life. And if you can tie that with your idea of being fit and slim, then you will have a lasting goal. Because it's going towards a particular goal that you really believe in.
All right.
Right.
Well, there
Thank
you
you
go.
very
So,
much for sharing that with us today.
I know.
Own your goal.
Own your goal,
Own your
eat
goal.
moderately, don't look like a beached whale at the end of a meal. You don't want to feel like a beached whale, so there you go.
Changes made, all right? So coming up, we're going to be talking to Faiza Ul Haq, who's an upcoming actress, well, gaining huge popularity here in Malaysia. So stay with us. We'll be right back on your Road.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.